Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2 is finally released, and this is my review on Episode 1. I want to start this off by saying that I am a manga reader, for those who do not know if you're new to my channel, and I just want to give my opinion on the animation quality, not necessarily the story. I also want to say that I am very biased against the previous studio that worked on Attack on Titan, which was Wit Studio, who did Seasons 1 through 3. I do think that they are the superior studio when it comes to Attack on Titan, and I did not like Mappa's production of Attack on Titan in Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 1. I do think there were some good things there, but the negatives greatly outweighed the positives for me. So my biggest thing going into Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2 was to see if Mappa had improved, if they had got better at making Attack on Titan, if they were able to, make the product more appealing to myself personally. And before you jump to the defense of Mappa, I do want to say that I am not talking about the animators individually, because I understand that they are under severe pressure, and I understand that they have ridiculous time constraints, and what they were able to achieve in the time frame that they were given is definitely impressive. But I'm not necessarily talking about the time frame or anything like that. I'm just talking about the final product and how it stands up compared to other seasons of Attack on Titan and just animation in general. And I certainly do not agree with the way that the studios are treating these animators, not giving them enough time to create a valid product. And that is more so when I say I don't like Mappa, I'm talking about the way the CEOs and things like that, the upper heads are acting, not the animators. The animators have no control over this. Nothing of what I'm saying is directed towards them. All right, so the positives. I do want to start off with the positives. I do think that the opening scene of this episode is actually very, very well done, almost perfect if you ask me. If you look at the manga and then translate it over to anime, I think that you really can't do it any better than this. Like, everything was flawless. The art was very well done. The pacing was very well done. It very much sets the tone of the moment, and I do think they did a great job with this scene. When I first saw it, I was actually very impressed. There isn't much in the way of animation, but the pacing is very good. Like, they take their time to establish the gravity of the situation, and Hanji really, hinting at the fact that maybe Levi may be alive, which was honestly better done here than it was in the manga, if you ask me. And I don't even think Wit would have done a better job than this. I think this was a very good opening scene, and I was very impressed with it, and I was very excited to see where Mappa will go after this. After Zeke is reintroduced into the story, and once again, it was done very well, we cut to the official opening of Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2. I want to start off by saying that while I may not be the biggest fan of the song itself, I do like the song. I like the chorus of the song. I just don't like the verse of the song. I really don't like the screaming and things like that. It reminds me of Death Note, which, I wasn't really a fan of Death Note's second opening, but the opening itself, like the animation, the thematic messages, the cinematography, I've thought about it for a while now, ever since I first saw it, and I have to say, this to me is the best Attack on Titan opening of all time. And I don't say that lightly. I really don't, because I really do love Attack on Titan openings. I especially love the Season 1 opening, the first one. I do think that this one is just a little bit better than that one. And in terms of the animation, the thematic messages, capturing pretty much everything that's going to happen in this season coming up, it's just excellent. Like, I can't explain how good this opening is, especially the part with all the people looking up right here. To me, it's amazing to me how well that this fits for the season that's coming up. For you guys that don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I know what's gonna happen. So I just want to say, like, this is the best opening. Like, I'm literally giving Mappa their credit right now. It's the best. I'm sorry, it's the best. Now that we've gotten the positive stuff out the way, this episode was bad. The first thing and the most largest thing for me is the pacing. The pacing in this episode was atrocious. We first go to just consistent non-stop action fight scenes back to back to back. We don't even have a second to breathe between each fight scene, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's very hard to establish what's going on. We're just constantly seeing just attack after attack after attack after attack after attack. I wish they would have broken up this 10-minute conversation in the second half of the story and broke it up into pieces to break up the action so we could kind of get we kind of get settled in, because it's so abrupt, like how much action is going on. And the worst part about it is this action is not impactful. It really doesn't hit that hard to me personally. It just feels like a lot of shit going on. And a part of that, when I first saw it, may have been due to the music. I think that the music choices that they make in season 4 part 1 and season 4 part 2, they're just not it, man. Like I'm gonna show you the difference. Give me 1 second. Now I just showed you the same scene, but with different music, and the music makes it so much better. Even though it's still not the greatest, admit it, the music just makes it hit so much harder for me. And they have the rights to these songs. I don't understand why they would not use them. You didn't even have to use that specific song. Literally any song, any action-based song from the last 3 seasons would have sufficed. Why are you using this basic? I just don't understand. But regardless, the action is just it needed to be spread out a little bit more. And this is my biggest problem with Mappa. They adapt the anime too faithfully. The manga. They adapt the manga too faithfully. The manga and the anime are two completely different things, and you have to make changes depending on what you're trying to do. When you're just introducing a new season, you're starting off an episode, all the action should not be front loaded at the start of the episode. I just feel like that's just like basic entertainment. Like that's not even Attack on Titan. Like every show would at least spread it out. It doesn't have to be all at the end, but at least spread it out. But then we just end up with this dumbass scene with Eren being stabbed over and over again because they have to end the episode on an action scene, on a dramatic note, and that's all they have because they built up the story so badly. Imagine if that moment where Reiner stabbed Eren happened at the end of the episode. It would have been much better. Like that's objectively better pacing. So let's ignore the pacing, let's ignore the music, let's just look at the animation. This animation does not have impact. It feels like a video game cutscene. I compare this animation to the impact of Toy Story. Toy Story 1, which came out 20 plus years ago, has much better, much stronger impact between two toys fighting than Reiner and Eren. And I'm going to show an example just to give you guys a comparison.
Come on! You want a piece of me?
Now, a lot of people like to say, well, it looks better than Reiner and Eren's fight in season 3. Well, not really. Reiner and Eren's fight in season 3 had a lot more impact and weight in this, and I will admit that was probably the worst fight that Wit had ever animated. I'll give you that, but it still was much better than this. It was much better paced. You can tell what's going on. You can get a moment to see what's happening. The impact was there. The time was there. The camera movements, all that. It was all there. It was just not their best work, but it was still very good. It was still very entertaining to watch, but it was arguably, I'd say, around the same length as this, maybe a little bit shorter, but not too much longer. But then you want to compare something, comparing this to the Reiner fight in Attack on Titan season 2 is a joke. It's not even close. It's not even in the same stratosphere, the same galaxy, my guy. It's not even close. So let's not compare what Wit did to what Mappa did. It's not going to work out well for you guys. Let's just look at what Mappa did on its own. And I'm sorry, the impact for me is just not there. Well, I will say that this was a much better fight scene than anything in Attack on Titan season 4 part 1. They have drastically improved in how they make the CGI move and fight with one another, and they definitely incorporated more 2D moments which look much better, but they incorporated them at least to give it a little bit more weight and impact in the close-ups and the things like that. And I do appreciate that. I do acknowledge that Mappa is putting a little bit more work and effort into, you know, fixing those issues, but it still does not compare. It still does not have the weight that I feel like it needs. And granted, this is sort of a filler fight, so to speak. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll watch next episode to see if they improve. I just wish that the CGI animation would look like it did in the opening. In the opening, this actually looks pretty good. The animation is fluid, it's fast, it feels like it has weight. Why can't the CGI in the episodes look like this? But that'll be all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this review. I'm excited to see the next episode and see what Mappa can do with it. I still think Mappa is capable of doing great things, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next episode. See you guys then. I'm streaming the episode Sunday, 12 p.m. CST. We'll be live streaming it, so see you then.